Most people are trying to do lean, but they don't understand the 8 wastes. So the purpose of this video is to see the waste. That's all we're trying to do, is for everybody watching this to see waste. Then once you see the waste, you can't help but improve to reduce the waste. The time we spent making this for it to wait here, we could have spent that same time on something else that we were able to send to the customer. We have so much inventory. This is reducing motion, it's reducing overprocessing. So many issues can be stopped in design. That's where most waste starts. When people think about waste, they think of the physical stuff that you see in the bin, but waste is so much more than that. Waste is anything that the customer is not willing to pay for. We can send our customer an invoice for stuff moving around the factory, but we can send our customer an invoice for finished product. So the first waste that I want to talk about today is overproduction. It occurs when we make too much stuff or when we buy too much stuff. So I'm going to show you a real life example of overproduction, and this is all stuff that has been left over from jobs that have been made in the past because we ordered too much, and the goal is to order exactly what we need or make exactly what we need. We have to manage it. We've probably moved it 3 or 4 times. Look at all the space that this has taken up. This big huge building filled with overproduction, more material than we need. This is another reason for getting out of the office and getting on the Gemba, because in the office it might make sense to buy more to get a better price, but nobody counts the cost of storing all this stuff, moving it 20 times before you use it, cleaning it when you've got a defect or some rust on it. It's actually costing more money than you think. So once we reduce all the overproduction and just get what we need, the flow through the whole business gets better. It's the start of the stream, and it's where most waste starts. So in the last few months, we've made massive strides to reduce overproduction, and this is the result of it. We're only getting what we need when we need it, and we've set up this 2-bin Kanban system for all our steel, so we're only holding what we need. The second waste we're going to talk about is the waste of transportation. So much transportation can be eliminated, and we're going to show you so many examples of how at Sperrin Metal we have eliminated so much transportation from our processes. So this is probably the best example of how we've reduced transportation waste. There was forklifts running about throughout the whole factory because we had machines dotted around the entire building, but we've got rid of all the old machines and we're setting up what we're calling the river of metal. This is where the job starts and it flows like a river to the next process. So you can see your next job, you can see what needs done, you can see where the backlog is, and this has reduced so much transportation because all we have to do is put the material on these trolleys, on wheels, and it's so simple. It's just 5 pallets, they're all stapled together. We can move these around by hand. And by doing this improvement, we have eliminated 2 full-time forklifts from this one area. So the third waste is a waste of inventory, and inventory is something that we shouldn't be proud of. Sometimes we spend too much time showing off our Kanban system or 2-bin system, but actually, honestly, the whole thing is waste, and the whole goal is to keep reducing and reducing the inventory and improving the flow into your business. So I want to make a big point. Most people would walk past this and think that this is okay, but this is not okay. This is waste. This is inventory sitting, doing nothing, not adding any value. So we obviously need these parts to make our product, but how can we come up with a way to reduce the inventory and have it more just in time from the supplier? So we almost need to act like we're in the food business. Imagine this was fresh fruit and vegetables that was sitting here for 3 weeks. It would already be out of date. So these are a part that we buy, and we actually bought way too many about 5 years ago, and we've actually discontinued the product that these are used for. So this is all excess inventory, and this is a massive waste. If we had a system where we order just in time, it allows us more flexibility to make design changes to the product, so we're not left with all the stuff just sitting here. So the fourth waste is the waste of defects. And this is going to be a bit dramatic, but defects are killing your business. If there's one takeaway from this whole video, it's reduce the defects. Because if we reduce defects, all the other wastes reduce as a result. So something you should stop and talk about in your business is the hidden cost of defects. Defects are costing us thousands of pounds every single week. So last week we sent the wrong part to our customer. So straight away we produced a defect. So then we all got together to see how can we improve this. So the action we took was that we set up a Gemba doc for how to pick and pack an assembly kit. So now we've got a Gemba doc here with actually 28 steps. But what is the chances of somebody doing this process correctly if they didn't have a standard? So sometimes we're setting our people up to fail by not giving them clear standards. Having clear procedures and clear Gemba docs will reduce defects in your business. So if you're enjoying the content and enjoying the transformation of Sperrin Metal, I would highly recommend that you come on a Lean Made Simple tour right here at Sperrin Metal. Come and see what we're doing. It's a 3-hour tour. You'll get to experience and feel the energy and the passion that everybody has for continuous improvement. To book a Lean Made Simple tour at Sperrin Metal, click the link in the description below. So the 5th waste is a waste of motion, and you will see this everywhere in your business after watching this video. It's the movement of people moving around your business, looking for tools, looking for their next job. But the exciting thing is that you can actually reduce so much of that motion and increase your productivity massively. We're just going to go for a walk and see how much motion there is around the company. So I can see Bridget walking around, Callum's walking around, Ryan's walking around, Jared is brushing, that's motion. These guys are, the motion isn't bad here, but there still is a bit of motion. So you can see hooking the hook on, and you're thinking, yes, but you have to hook it on, and you do, but is there a better way? Can we have a jig? Can we move them closer? There's always ways to reduce motion. To say again, motion. And you might think this is very extreme, but this is just the way I think, and this is the way you have to think when you're trying to build a lean culture. This is all waste. Nobody is adding value to the customer when they're walking around the factory floor. So let's keep walking again. 1, 2, I can see 3 people walking. When we're walking around, this is a waste of motion. After you watch this video, you won't be able to unsee this. So every time I visit Toyota or a Lexus factory, all I see is the person standing and the product actually moves past them. They're not moving past the product. And that's something we're going to focus big time on here at Sperrin Metal. Today we're actually in the middle of a live improvement. You see the welder, the robotic welder we have over here. We're going to move it over here so that all the robotic welders are on one point to reduce transportation, to reduce motion, to reduce weighting, to reduce overprocessing, to reduce the waste of skills. So there's 5 wastes that will be reduced just by this one improvement. So the 6th waste is overprocessing. Overprocessing is doing more work than you need to do, or more work than the customer is willing to pay for. So there's a hole that isn't lining up in the product, and Jared is having to manually drill the hole. So we need to go back to the design office and redesign and see where the issue is to design out this problem. So many issues can be stopped in design at design stage. So this is overprocessing at its best, doing more work than we need to do. So the 7th waste is the waste of waiting. So when we're waiting on information, when we're waiting on a supplier to send the goods, if you just reduce this one waste, your business will flow and run so much better. So there's so many examples of the waste of waiting. If we just look at all the stuff that's behind us, waiting to go to the customer, materials waiting to go to the next process, information from the customer coming to us. One thing we're working on right now is for all our customers to be able to give us a dispatch date or a date where they want their product. Because sometimes in the past we would have made the product, it would have sat here, then we call the customer to say your product's ready, but their warehouse may not be ready to receive it. So now if the warehouse isn't ready, we're not putting that into production, because the time we spent making this for it to wait here, we could have spent that same time on something else that we were able to send to the customer. So we're always looking for ways to reduce waiting. So there's a Japanese word called motenai, and it basically translates to a deep regret for waste, and that's what we should have. As lean thinkers, as business people, we should have a deep regret for the waste that's all around us. because once you feel the impact of the waste, once you feel the energy of the waste, it motivates you to go forward and do something about it. So Motanai is a way of thinking, it's a mindset. We should always have a deep regret for waste. So just want to show you a few improvements to show how we're reducing waste, because it's okay talking about this, but what are we actually doing to reduce waste? So the first example, the brush and shovel on the wall, this is reducing motion, it's reducing overprocessing and potentially weighting as well. The high-vis jackets all on this board, it's definitely reducing motion, reducing overprocessing, reducing weighting. The Gemba here is reducing defects, because we know exactly how we're going to do that task. The fact that we've got a dedicated morning meeting area to teach and train our people means that we're reducing the waste of skills, because we're listening to their ideas, because we're giving them a platform every single morning to come up with ideas to make their job easier and reduce waste. So the reason we built the brand new offices right behind me, so that everybody's in one office instead of 18 offices, was to reduce waste. There's less waiting because we're able to communicate straight away. There's less overprocessing. We're not wasting our skills. Lean isn't just about making everything organized and everything clean. Lean is about reducing waste. So the waste of skills is the 8th waste that we're going to talk about today. And again, this is a massive waste. Just think for a second of all the people that are working in your company. They've all got ideas. They've got ideas for how to make things better. But guess what? We don't ask them for their ideas enough. There's so much talent and ability and ideas and improvement suggestions locked up in every single one of your people. Why I get so excited about creating a lean culture, it gives everyone a voice. It creates this environment where everybody has the freedom and the autonomy to come up with ideas, and then they're empowered to go and make improvements. So the biggest waste, probably the biggest waste of all, is the waste of skills. So I'm with Pauline, and I think this is the best example of the waste of skills since I came here to Sperrin Metal almost 8 months ago. So Pauline, you were in your previous job, you were order processing and scheduling. Can you tell us a bit about that?
We had maybe about 11 spreadsheets in total where the same information was being moved from one spreadsheet to another. Since we took a real good look at it and decided we're doing the same thing over and over again, it was the biggest waste of my time. When we can put it on one place, everyone can go and see it and has access, which enabled me then to take up a new role.
Pauline, you were typing information into 11 different spreadsheets. We realised that the entire job was all over processing. Yeah. So you're able to move from that job to your new role in this office, doing credit control.
Doing credit control and upskilling and learning new skills.
What does it feel like to be doing something that wasn't even needed, typing out all these spreadsheets that nobody even looked at, to now doing something that is actually driving the business forward? How does it feel?
Oh, it's like a sense of achievement. You know what you have to come in every day, you know what you have to target every day, and you know you have it done by the end of the day, and we're getting results.
So here's a point I really want to make, and I want to make this so clear and so direct. You're either killing your business by ignoring the waste, or transforming your business by reducing the waste. The opportunity to improve your business, the opportunity to grow your business is actually in the waste. The opportunity and the wealth is in your waste. So you really can't do lean without understanding and internalizing the 8 wastes. It's like the most important thing. So overproduction, transportation, inventory, defects, motion, overprocessing, weighting and skills. If you focus on reducing the 8 wastes, you will transform your business. There's so much waste all around us, and the potential to make everything better is huge. Like just the example Pauline has just given us, if that isn't enough to sell you on why you should be doing lean, on why you should be developing a lean culture, then I don't know what is. You should go back and take a real good look at your business, a real good look at your job, and decide what is value and what is non-value. What is driving the business forward and what is just waste? Because there is so much, and the possibilities to make it better are actually endless.